Vipi wase, Ndegs toka Box to Box, and this is the BoxtoBox FPL show, Gameweek 8, tushafika 8. As you can see, there's a lot of pink around me. I'll get to that. The show is brought to you by Uber Eats. To announce managers of the month, we awarded the top 3 managers kwa ligi ya Box to Box ya FPL. If you want to be part of the league code ndio hiyo. Our 3 managers that won wako hapa juu. Ilikuwa Calif Ramwell, ilikuwa Erico na Kiambu Alpino. So, by the way, 2 of you have not reached out to me. Please, tafuteni DM. Hapo IG, hata comment section, nini nitawapata. And I will get your gifts to you. On top of that, ukitumia code ya Box to Eats pale kwa app ya Uber Eats, una get 20% off your first order. Obviously, terms and conditions apply. And yeah, join the league. All you have to do ni unajoin tu league na unashinda. Unajua October ni short month. So, kuna international break. So, all you need to do is get like kitu ka 90 points mara mbili mazina unashinda league. Na unashinda kitu kutoka Uber Eats. So, tupambane. Tuingie pale ligi ya Box to Box. And then, obviously, around us is pink. For kwa leo so ajui. Hata nimeva pink ribbon hapa hivi. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast cancer ni kitu yenye ime affect the Box to Box family in different ways. So, we say that we would like anytime we can create awareness to side like you guys, the fans, even ourselves, just to know more, educate ourselves and help the women around us. But not only the women, breast cancer also affects men. Unacheki. So, this time around, this is the second year we're doing it. This time around, imesema, I will do more, right? And by doing more, I will start by educating myself more. Unacheki. So, for example, I learned that breast cancer is the most common cancer in the world since 2020, and it surpassed lung cancer, and 1 in 8 women are actually affected by breast cancer. If you do the math, 1 in 8 women, that means one way or another in your life, you will have at least a few people who are affected by it. Family, friends, unacheki. So, and the thing is, if you get it early, again, another thing I learned, hata niliandika hapa chini, 64% of breast cancer cases are diagnosed at a localized stage. And for that, the 5-year survival rate is 99%, which means if you get it early, you can still survive, right? Knowing how lethal cancer is. So guys, let's educate ourselves. For me, the 3 things nimesema nafanya this month ni getting involved, getting screened, and taking action. So guys, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, let's do something and educate ourselves at the bare minimum, right? And help our ladies out and even ourselves. Wanaume pia wanakuwa affected na breast cancer. With that being said, tuingia straight pale Gameweek 8. So, Gameweek 8, tuliwae 44 points. Hata niwaambie tu kweli, tangu tuchape hii wildcard, normally msaki chapa wildcard mazivi tu zinaanza kwenda juu. Hii tumechapa wildcard and literally average points ya this week ilikuwa 44 na tumewai 44. Tulimake transfer moja, tulitoa Gordon tukaingisha Neto, ilikuwa like for like 5.6. Neto akatupatia assist, tulitoa Gordon juu alikuwa suspended for 5 yellow cards. Neto aliingia akatupatia assist, so at least alitupatia points na akaenda juu pia kwa 5.7. So hata kuendelea mbele sijui tutaletaji Gordon, tutarudishaji Gordon ama so bado hatujui, but we need to invest in Gordon. Has a very good chance kucheza games mob juu pia Harvey Barnes ameumia, Callum Wilson na nani pia wako na injury, so na Isaac pia like wako 100%. So ni mse mwenye we have to find a way kumingisha kwa hii team, lakini ni norma juu mseka Salah mwenye alitupatia 15 points tulimingisha. Salah alitokolea FPL kusema ukweli. I am deeply thinking of removing Haaland, but hiyo ni story ya saa ingine. Captain wetu Son alitupatia 6 points, at least aliget clean sheet, but hiyo game yao ilikuwa a bit funny juu nani alikula red card, Bissouma, so they didn't really attack that much, and the goal also came from an assist from Maddison. So Udogi akatupatia 6 points pale defense. Gvardiol alikuwa karibu kutupatia bonus, clean sheet and maybe bonus, but team yangu ili come through, so tulifunga last minute. FPL nilisikia vibaya, but team ilifunga, so niko tu hapo. Other than that, hakuna kitu kingine tulipata kwa hii team. Yani ilikuwa tu Saka nilimweka anze juu tulijua tu anaweza anza. Unajua vile Ateta ukua akuanza, so acha kaingia katupatia 2 points. Tana naye alikuwa kwa bench na 6 points. So rough game week. But again ni vizuri at least ukiwa average ama ukweto above average every week. Hiyo ndio inafaa kwa goal yako. Obviously kuna week yenye unataka uchape kabisa, you don't want to be like 10 points below average or 9 points, just overall una drop, unacheki. This week tumedrop kwa league zote, I think apart from moja. BoxtoBox tumetoka 862 tukafika 864. Good Company tumetoka 3418 tukafika 3518, literally 100 places. Na in Kenya tumetoka 4769 tuko 4821. Na overall tuko 2.5M. FPL is a grind, so tuko game week 8 sahi, there's still 30 game weeks to go, so pole pole tu, as long as atukuli minus. Nimewambia hiyo ni rule number 1, akuli minus. Goal yetu ni kufanya 40 transfers maximum this season, which means only 2 minuses at the very maximum. So bado tuko on track. Tukiangalia captain picks, obviously wasengo me captain Haaland, wasengo le captain Son akapatiana 3, so hiyo times 2 ilikuwa 6. Alafu Haaland hakuna kitu alifanya, inaonekana yeye kucheza bila KDB mazee work. So the top 3 most captained player alikuwa Salah. Na sasa wasani captain Salah na Maddison they got something. Even Watkins got an assist, so they also got something there. So majority of FPL captain did not come through. This was basically how people captained, Haaland at 40%, at 9.66, Son at 32.44, Salah at 8, and Maddison at 7.6% of FPL, and Watkins at 5.8. Even though Vilaswali captain watu this week. Tunaruka straight kwa injuries. Bukayo Saka, hata si Bukayo, tuseme tu Arsenal in general. Saka alikuwa doubt kwa hii game ya Man City, hakucheza. He was not even on the bench. Trossard started, ended up being removed at halftime, apparently an hamstring injury tena, na alikuwa na hamstring before. For people who have played sports, mnajua hamstring ikikuja tena inakuanga risky. So there's a risk that Trossard will be rested for a while. But kuna international break pia ya 2 weeks. So after international break ikirudi, he might still be out for maybe another week or so, because you do not want recurring hamstring injuries. Those ones do not heal. They are so nasty. Saliba, obviously alicheza game zima. He had an amazing game against Haaland. 100% duels won, 87% pass rate, but he pulled out of the French squad through injury. So atujui bado ni nini, but he pulled out, so something to monitor. For those of you who did not see Basham is a Sheffield United player. He broke his leg really badly. It was a really nasty injury. He actually thanked Tim Rim, who came to his assistant very quickly. So get well soon, Basham. We're wishing you well. It didn't look nice, but at least we know you're getting the best care. So pole kwa Basham. Isak was taken off after 86 minutes. Normally Newcastle hufanya hizo sub za 70 wanatoa Isak na Wilson hivyo wana rotate, but there was an issue with him, and Wilson came on, who was also injured, but he came on. It was his game back after injury. So at least he's back, but Isak is an injury doubt. And then Musa Diaby was fit enough to start the game against who? Nimesahau singla kwa nani. First time. Nimesahau. But at least alikam akacheza, and we have him in our team, so at least we know he's fit. International break pay na come. Hopefully he's not doesn't get anything else during these 2 weeks. And that's our injury update game week 8. So budget midfielders. Nataka tuonge budget midfielders juu it's becoming very clear that Salah ni mse hawezi kosa kwa FPL yako. So tulikuwa tushaongea the last few weeks, tumeongea about Gordon na Neto. All of them, since we spoke about them, have not blanked. So they'll be our 2 top budget midfielders in this list of ours. Nataka tuonge about a few players that can enable you to get the likes of Salah and move your squad around. Juu ukiwa na Salah na Haaland mazeldo it's scarce. So tunaanza sasa na Gordon na Neto. Gordon was suspended for the last game. Alikula 5 yellow cards, but now he'll be back for the first game, which will be against Crystal Palace, and then Wolves, and then Arsenal. So Gordon currently at 5.6M, from your 5.5, and akona total points of 37. So during the season amepata bonus tatu. So he's one of those players who's really contributing to this Newcastle team. He's had 2 games with 10 points or more. He's basically produced in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games out of 8. Out of 7 because he didn't play game week 8. So, and Barnes is now injured. So, definitely someone you want to consider in your team. Next player ni Pedro Nieto. Pedro Nieto at 5.7 million. Form yake ya 5.8 and average 5.4 points per match. Whom say is the only outlet in this Wolves team. He has only blanked in 1-2 games out of 8. He has given us 7 points, 10 points, 5 points, 9 points, 4 points, 5 points. He is the only outlet in this Wolves team, and I feel like he's slowly becoming a must-have in FPL. So 5.7 mil a bargain. Na amepata 5 bonus points this season. Total points akona 43 amongst the top midfielders in FPL. Someone to consider. Another name that I have on my list is Cole Palmer from Chelsea. Interesting thing about Cole Palmer is he actually took the penalty kwa hiyo game ya Chelsea. At 4.9 million, we want to see how he does again, but if it continues like this, then he'll be on penalty duties. Amepatia 12 points last game versus Burnley, na ali get 5 points kwa game ya Fulham. So someone worth to just to monitor tuone tu vile ina happen, alafu maybe we might act on him soon. James Garner wa Everton, midfielder, again 4.9 mil. Amepata 25 points this season. He has gotten the last 3 games he has produced twice, 7 points, 8 points for an Everton team that seems to always just get a win when you least expect it. So if you really need an enabler, 4.9 mil, James Garner. And then another midfielder from Everton is Abdoulaye Doucouré, who for some reason anafunga tu kwa hii team. I think he might be their top scorer if I'm not wrong. He has 35 points, ako 5.5 mil, from ya 5.2, amepata bonus mara mbili, game ya Bournemouth pia alifunga, game ya Brentford alifunga, game ya Sheffield alifunga mbili ama moja, alifunga moja. So he has 3 goals this season. And he has how many assists? And he has 1 assist. So again, someone worth considering. But at 5.5, I would rather add that 0.1. I get Neto or Gordon. An extra 0.2 for Neto or an extra 0.1 for Gordon. If I really have to get someone kwa hii midfielder Everton, it probably will be him, but also think about James Garner and he's 0.6 cheaper. Next player is Matthias Jensen. This one I will give a major shout out to Venant of the Wildcard. Tulikuwa kwa game ya Gor na AFC. Brentford wakafunga. Akaniuliza nikapata notification. Alafu unajua vile internet ya huko hivyo Nyayoni was ya kasa mazee haifanyangi ukiwa study ya internet haiwork. So akauliza na amefunga. Is it Jensen? Hiyo ndio kitu cha kwanza amesema. Nikamuuliza, "Why did you just guess Jensen?" Akasema, "That hiyo ndio msetu mwenye ana nini sahi after Mbeumo aliacha kufunga." After a few minutes naangalia hivi Jensen ndiye amefunga. Jensen amefunga bao, alifunga against Man U. Hiyo game Man U alishinda 2-1. Amefunga against Everton 3 games ago and 2 games ago he assisted. So Bournemouth pia alifunga. He's getting into those places and it's set piece threat. So Matthias Jensen at 5.4 mil, he has 46 points this season, which again is amongst the top in midfielders. This is a major shout out from Venant. Venant amenichano hapa na Matthias Jensen. Check out the Wildcard, by the way, on YouTube, TikTok, IG, kila pahali. Then next player is hee-chan from Wolves, 5.4 mil. Again, someone who has averaged 38 points just from nowhere. Mkatu hivyo mnamwangalia tu msamesha get 38 points. Out of 8 games, he has scored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. He got 10 points in the last game against Aston Villa, got 8 points against Man City, got 6 points against Palace and 5 against Brighton. So, and the thing is, hizo games zote ukiziangalia, I think actually Liverpool pia get 6 points. He's very productive at home. Those are 5 out of 6 games. He has akona return for 6 games. Na kwa hizo 5 games. And 4 of those 5 games imekuwa home. So ni msee mwenye akiwa home, he's always getting on the score sheet. The only thing with him is ako assured of minutes. The last 2 games amecheza 85 minutes at least. But before that ilikuwa 45, 59, 30, 45, 35, 27. But ako na impact and he just gets in dangerous places. Afanyangi vitu extra. Yeye kazi yake ni kuingia kwa D na kumaliza. So someone else you can consider. And then the last player on our list is Thomas Suchek, which is surprising because beginning of the season nilisema, and actually last season nilisema the Moyes needs to become more adventurous. Alikuwa cheza na Rice na Suchek na watu wanakaa tu nyuma, but Rice was doing a bit of everything. This season Suchek has started attacking more. If you guys remember FPL of I think 4 years ago or 3 years ago, Suchek was the gem. He scored 10 goals in FPL. Na slowly the role he's playing now ni kama anaanza kurudi kwa hiyo form. Last 2 games amepata 8 points each game, Newcastle na Sheffield, na pia against Bournemouth alifunga. Get assist. So he's getting into more advanced positions recently, game week 7 and 8, and he's a threat on the header. He has an eye for goal, weirdly, with his lankiness. See that he's a great amazing finisher, top corner, bottom corner, but when he gets a chance, sometimes he just surprises you. So at 4.9 mil, msemgine wako consider if you're really trying to get into that West Ham midfield na awezi afford mseka Bowen. And yeah, those are our budget midfielders that unafaa consider if you're trying to get Salah or you're just trying to get some money somewhere in your squad. Kabla tuingie kwa start leaders, nataka niwakumbushe wasee, Box to Eats is the code to use kwa ile app ya Uber Eats. You get 20% off your first order up to 800 shillings. Mazee nataka mjipe enjoyment. Na Uber Eats pia wamepatana na sisi wanatupatia this great, amazing, awesome feeling. So wase, I just want to share with you guys. Just make sure you get to the Uber Eats app and use the code BoxtoEats. Aya, game week 8, nataka tuangalie key stats from players and from teams. So, tuanze tu kutoka huko juu. Someone mwenye alitusurprise hii wiki ni Douglas Luiz. Alipata 6 shots at goal. Most shots in the entire league this week, which was, I make sense. Na kona Watkins na kina Diaby. Shots on target, Willian had 3. The most. Shots in the box, Salah alikuwa na 5. Big chances, Alexander Isak alikuwa na 3. Goals, obviously Mo Salah, Alexander Isak na Maxos bao 2. Highest XG this weekend ilikuwa Isak. Non-penalty XG ilikuwa Isak. Most key passes this week ilikuwa Dwight McNeil with 6 of them. Chances created, big chances created were actually 2 Everton players tied with McNeil 2 and Doucouré 2. Then Raheem Sterling had 2 assists. Then expected assist again, Dwight McNeil 0.67. The most FPL points this week was Raheem Sterling, and expected points was Mo Salah at 10.16. And obviously he got 15 points. Tukienda kwa team, the team with the most shots this week was Everton. Highest XG was Everton. This was, they really, it shows they dominated that game and they won 3-0. But Bournemouth are looking a bit weak. And it shows because the highest XG conceded this week ilikuwa Bournemouth with 2.7. And then lowest XG ilikuwa Arsenal at 0.41. And then the team with the lowest XG conceded was Man City at 0.4. And the team that got the most FPL points this week was Everton. So hii ilikuwa wiki ya Everton kabisa. And it showed as they beat Bournemouth 3-0. Aya, suspensions. Nataka tuangalie players who are at risk. So hata ukienda kumake sub, you need to think about these players. Obviously, Nick Jackson and Anthony Gordon washa serve suspension zao. So the only person who got 5 bookings ilikuwa Aaron Hickey, so he's going to miss the next game. That's the Brentford fullback. Then players on 4 bookings are as follows: Luka Digne, Douglas Luiz, Bruno Guimaraes, Yves Bissouma, who we'll talk about again shortly, and then Emerson, Lucas Paqueta, Edson Alvarez, the West Ham trio, and then Nelson Semedo and Mario Lemina. Then players on 3 bookings: Arsenal, Kai Havertz, Akoju, then Neto, then Mitoma, Jordan Beyer, Josh Cullen, Ben Chilwell, Enzo Fernandez, Joe Ward, Jared Brathwaite, Ashley Young, Joao Palhinha, Alexis McAllister, Marvelous Nakamba, Bruno Fernandes, Ola Aina, Orel Mangala, Ahmed Ahmedzovic, Destiny Udogi, Craig Dawson, and Joao Gomez. So quite a few players when you're on 3 bookings. So as you're making subs, kuwa tu on the lookout. The ones on 4 bookings are the ones unafaa kuwa careful. Mseka Douglas Luiz, na nani tena mwenye na Bruno pengine. Those are maybe the ones who are most likely to unaingisha kwa timu yako for next game week when you're provide. Yani FPL assets basically najaribu kusema. Watu wenye wako na maana kwa FPL. Si watu kama Lemina sasa si hata akipata yellow like si msemo mwenye unaingisha tu kwa FPL yako. And then players who are currently suspended. So nataka tuanze hapa na if Bissouma. So Bissouma was already on 4 yellow cards, but rule ya Premier League ni ukiget yellow card, obviously ukiget yellow card ingine unapata uko suspended for the next game. So he got a yellow card. So initially he was suspended for the game, but then he got a second yellow in the game and got a red card. So vile get red card, he'll be suspended for 1 game, but then when he comes back, he goes back to 4 bookings. So he's going to miss the next game, but then when he comes back na get yellow, he'll be suspended for another game. So you need to be very careful. If you're going to bring in if Bissouma, you need to be aware of that fact, and moving forward pia mkumbuke hiyo rule. Alikuwa na 4 yellows, akaget red, si straight, akaget yellow 2, akaget red card. Then now he's suspended for 1, but when he comes back anarudi on 4. So remember that rule. Someone else suspended until game week 11 ni Curtis Jones. Rodri will be eligible to come back for the next game. He missed 3 games already. And one of those games ilikuwa game ya Carabao. Malo Gusto and Belagard washamaliza suspension zao, so they'll be eligible to come back. Lemina, obviously tulisema pia yeye ako on 4 yellow cards. But he also received a red card. So ako same scenario na if Bissouma. He's going to be suspended for this game, but then when he comes back, he's going to come back on 4 and akikula yellow ni hivyo. He misses another game. And yeah, that is our suspension status update after game week 8. And that's our show, BoxtoBox FPL show, game week 8. Obviously a lot happened. It's gonna 2 weeks international break, so be aware. Wasanacheza wildcard. I think we'll do like a wildcard team that at least to aside hapo hivyo. Try and create as much content between now and game week 9. Also guys, don't remember, join the Uber Eats join the BoxtoBox FPL League. You can win stuff from Uber Eats. The code is right here. And then by the way, I said on a BoxtoBox WhatsApp group. It's a whole community. We have different sports. We have rugby, KPL, NFL, NBA, athletics. I'll have the link in the bio or in the caption or there. Yes. And mnaza join the banter, kila kitu maze. We're just trying to create this community. Right now we're at over 500 people, and people just talk about different sports. Kimsa ametoka athletics, kidogo ameingia FPL, kidogo ameingia ball, kidogo ameingia rugby. So tuko tu hivyo, tunapenda tu sports in general. And guys, don't forget, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I just want you to do 3 things. Get involved, get screened, and take action. So taking action can either be getting screened or educating yourself. Tuka hizo unacheki. Tukue tuna support. Tusikue useme tu ati hizi ni vitu zina affect wasewa nini maju ama nini. These things are actually here and they affect us. They are real situations. And we're getting older, so we're tuko more at risk kupata hizi vitu. So tukijichanua mapema pia tutakuwa tu sawa. Sawa si. FPL BoxtoBox FPL show game week 8 ndio hiyo imeisha. Peace.